Hello and welcome to HEMA Reviews, where I review HEMA gear. So today on my list is a Regenyei federschwert. It's one of the most popular items that a longsword practitioner can have. At whatever event you'll go, you'll see a few of these. So I thought it a good idea to give it a review. Now, the measurements of this are really nice. 132 centimeters for the whole length with a 32 centimeter handle. This gives me a very nice lever to do the techniques I need to do. It weighs a little bit over 1.4 kilo, which is a good weight. It's a little bit light for my own tastes, but that is highly subjective. Still, it's a very good weight. The crossguard is very nicely shaped. As you can see, it has a rounded edge so that you can't hurt anyone, and the transition to the thumb grip is very, very easy. The point of balance is at around 8 centimeters, and the forward rotational point, so that you can see, is at the point where it should be. Now, if I try to find the vibrational node here, which is the last third of the blade, as it should be again. However, if you take a look, not sure that you can see, the second vibrational node is here, which is a bit too low, and the wrist can suffer after prolonged use because it absorbs a lot of the shock. Now maybe Regenyei had in mind that the sword will be held like this, so a little bit further down. I know some people use this grip. I personally don't, so I find the second vibrational node slightly uncomfortable. So those were the statistics for handling. So I'll talk about how it actually handles a little bit later. Let's go on to safety. Now, the thing I dislike about the sword, possibly the most, is the flex, because it's really a stiff sword. It's too stiff for me to be able to stab someone in good conscience. I think this can cause cracked ribs with a stab. So I would like to see them just a little bit more flexy. But Regenyei used to have swords that flexed only in the last third. Now it starts flexing around here, and then it gradually tapers. Again, most of the flex is here, which isn't that good, but it's an improvement over the previous models. I would wish that it was a little bit more flexier. As I said before, this is really uncomfortably stiff. The edges are nice and rolled. I mean, rounded, not entirely rolled. And the point is rolled, and it seems to be very nicely done. I like roll points. I know they can break. I still like them more than spatulated tips or anything like that. So yes, that's it for safety. Now for the miscellaneous. So the sword looks like this. Some like this shape. I personally don't like it that much, but it's good. It's a practice weapon. It's not that important. The price is good. It's around 200 euro, I think even slightly less, which is a very nice price. And the fit is really good as well. I'm not sure how he fits the crossguard, but it doesn't rattle, and the pommel doesn't come loose either. So overall, this is a decent sword. Now to talk about how it actually handles. As you can see, the blade is tapered. That means that it's thicker at the base than it is at the point. Now, I don't generally have a problem with this, but this also means that this very sword doesn't have much of point presence. When I do solo exercises, when I do strikes or whatever, it's very difficult for me to actually feel the point. This also has some other issues, because there is no weight at the end of the blade, because it's tapered and it's quite thin at the end. It is very weak in the bind. So whenever I want to bind someone, it's really easy to move my sword, the Regenyei sword, if the opponent gets it over the half. So I think that's not a good thing, but it does mean that you can really strike hard and not be afraid of a hard hit. Simply because there is no mass at the end, so you can strike really hard and it still won't hurt as much as it would if it had more weight at the front. That being said, I would prefer more weight at the front. I am a guy who likes to know who likes to feel where his point is. I like techniques like the Schielhauw, which also requires some weight at the point. I try doing it, and it's just too easy to displace. It's a very nice, fast, and agile sword. And besides not feeling the point, and it actually feels a little bit handle heavy, it's very light, so once you start moving, you don't feel it as much. But it does feel a little bit handle heavy until you start moving it. So overall, this is an okay sword. I would not recommend it right off the bat. I would rather recommend Ternava feathers by the same maker. I like those more. I'm not sure how the new models are, how stiff they are, how hard they hit, but I do like the way the few that I've handled handled, I guess. So I would give this sword an overall of 7. It's a very decent sword. It's not the best that I've handled from Regenyei. Actually, it might be one of the worst ones. Now, the stiff blade is probably a result because Regenyei had a problem with his blades bending. So he said, okay, I'll make more durable blades, but they'll be a lot stiffer, and people agreed to that. Now, I'm not sure that's a good thing, or at least I think Regenyei should have made something else and not just stiffen the blade as much as he did. If the flex actually started a bit sooner and gradually came to the flex, it would be just as durable and a lot nicer to handle. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you find the review useful. I know others have a sword by Regenyei, so please tell me if this fits the description of your sword, if your sword is any different, because I know this isn't the best Regenyei can make. But it's still a good sword, which is also telling you something. So until next time, have fun, train a lot, and be awesome.